Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Tone on a Budget, where we talk about just the regular old run-of-the-mill affordable gear that the majority of us play or wants to play. But we want to make sure that we're getting a good bang for our buck and we're not buying junk, because there is a lot of that out there. And, you know, most of us can't afford thousands of dollars for high-end guitars because we're not millionaire rock stars. We're just regular guys that, you know, work a day job and, you know, play with our bands, or we sit in our bedrooms and we play along with recordings or drum machines or both or whatever. Okay, you know, but like I said, we want to get, you know, a value for our money that we work so hard for, and we want to play cool looking guitars too. So today we're going to be talking about this puppy. Let me scooch up here. This is the Ibanez Gem Junior. It's the lower end version of the Steve Vai Signature. There are 3 different versions of this guitar at 3 different price points and 3 different grades. There's the low end, the medium end, and the high end. This is the low end. But that being said, this is not a bad guitar at all. It has a humbucker, single coil humbucker configuration with the pickups. It has a Floyd Rose style Ibanez branded tremolo bridge. It has a locking nut. It has volume and tone. It has a 5-way selector switch. And the coolest part of the guitar is the monkey grip. It's got a handle. All right. So, what does this guitar sound like? Well, one thing I can tell you is you're probably going to find yourself turning down the tone on the guitar and or the amplifier, because these pickups are kind of brittle. They're bright. But that's not to say they sound bad. They're just kind of bright. Here, I'm going to turn this thing up here. Crank it is what I'm going to This thing has a straight neck, very good fret job. I was able to dial in a really nice action on this thing. You can see right there, the strings are very close to the frets. It's a shreddable guitar. If you're one of those kind of guys, you will be able to shred the snot out of this thing. Let me go ahead and put this on clean, and I'll give you a walk through the pickups. Turn it up. All right, this is the bridge pickup. Now the next position up on the selector switch, what that does is it splits that bridge pickup, uses one side of it, so it turns it into a single coil, and it blends it with the center single coil pickup. Gets kind of a quack like a Stratocaster. Sounds pretty nice. Then when you get into just the center pickup in the center position, you can hear the noise kick up because it is a single coil pickup, so it does hum and buzz like all single coil pickups that are not noiseless single coils. This is obviously not. Very articulate. It's got a little snap to it. Now when you go up to the fourth position, it does the same thing as it did in the second position. It splits the humbucker at the neck, and it combines that single coil that it's using with the center. Gives you a really nice full body tone. Doesn't have the quack like it does on the second position. And on the fifth position, you have just the humbucker at the neck. Very full bodied. Now, as you can see, I've been playing with this trem bar, every time it comes back to in tune. The tremolo works really well. The tuners on the tremolo, the micro tuners back here, they work great. The locking nut up here works great. The tuners on the headstock work great. The springs that it ships with are fine because it always comes right back to in tune. Now I'm sure if you got a little too crazy and you stretch the strings, it's going to go out of tune. But if you use it the way it's intended, even diving down quite a bit, it's still going to come back to in tune. And that is what you want out of any trim. Any trim that does not come back to in tune, you do not want that guitar, because it will never stay in tune for you. Every time you even bump it, it'll go out of tune, and then you're useless, because then you can't play if it's not in tune, right? All right. Anyway, the Ibanez Gem Jr. Steve Vai designed signature model guitar. Definitely good bang for your buck. It's on the lower end of the mid-grade spectrum. It's actually quite a bit on the lower end of the mid-grade spectrum. Very affordable, decent guitar, playable, sounds good. It'll do what you want it to do. You're getting a lot for your money. And one thing I really need to point out, let me turn off this amp so it stops hissing, is it comes with the Tree of Life inlay. And I want you to look at the inlay. Look at that work on the inlay. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's perfect. There's no gaps. You can't feel where the inlay ends and the wood starts. It's a perfect inlay job. I mean, just That, for the price that you're paying for this thing, is unbelievable that you get something like this. Because this has to be done by hand. You can't do this by machine. This is somebody actually, the machine might cut it, but somebody has to place these in there and glue this stuff in and run it through the wood. And that's incredible. So anywho, the Gem Jr., if you're in the market for a humbucker, single humbucker type guitar that is shreddable, that has a Floyd Rose type tremolo, this is definitely one to consider. Anyway, thanks for watching. God bless. Peace.